Welcome back to Biz Audio. Let's uncover the few stories in today's radio world. Starting off with ARN, they've appointed Lucy Formosa Morgan as the Director of Sales Enablement. She spent 25 years across advertising and publishing agencies, and in her new role, Formosa Morgan will lead ARN's sales operations and insight functions. So it looks like that ARN is investing a fair bit more into their sales. Of course, that's what keeps the business afloat. Also over at ARN, there's a new report that's just been released highlighting quarter one of ARN's iHeart Podcast Network for Australia by Magellan AI. The top 10 advertisers for quarter one 2026 were Airbnb, Shopify, McDonald's, Combank, Wise, Harvey Norman, the Entain Group, BetterHelp, Aussie Broadband, and Coles. It's interesting that Chemist Warehouse is not listed there. All I hear whenever I start my iHeart podcast is head to Chemist Warehouse for blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, interesting to note there. Let's look at some more figures there. The share of episodes dedicated to ads by quarter has dropped from 5.51% in quarter 4 of 2025 to 5.44% in quarter 1 of 2026. Average ad placement, 39% pre, 49% mid, and 21% post. And over at Nova with Nick Lutzy and Susie O'Neill, that's about the millionth time I've pre-recorded that segment. I keep getting it wrong. It's in my mind, it's always Ash Lutzy and Nikki Osborne. But there's too many changes over at Nova in Brisbane. But anyway, talking about Susie O'Neill, she's given Nick Allen Ducat's 1-year-old daughter a swimming lesson. What a better way to start off your swimming career than a first ever lesson from an Olympic swimmer. This is sort of interesting to note. I am a swimmer as well, so that's, if you didn't know that, that's sort of my second hobby. Anyway, 2SER emergency funding model has reportedly been rejected, and they've got 2 legends returning for a special broadcast. I was chatting to someone about 2SER the other day, and it's interesting to hear all about it and their opinions on it. One of my friends who went to UTS. But they've got Robbie Buck and Richard Kingsmill. They'll be both featured in a special broadcast tonight, actually. So I don't know what time that is, but I will look for that. Interesting to note about community radio. And not much else happening in the radio and audio industry today, but a report has found that community radio has delivered double the local music content of commercial networks. I don't want to delve too much into that because, look, I'll be completely honest, I don't focus on community radio, I focus on commercial and movements. But, it's Intern Pete's final week on the I was going to say Carl and Jackie O show. I was going to say, Carl and Jackie O, wow. I do miss them on air. I know a lot of people who do listen to their podcasts, but hey, maybe we'll see Carl Sandilands pop up soon. But we've got Intern Pete on his last week after, 15 years on Kiss Brekkie, and he's moving over to the Christian O'Connell show next week. He'll be based in Sydney, and I did an interview with him last week. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. That's it for today. I'll catch you all for tomorrow's radio update.